on YouTube. I'm switching over on TikTok. Here we go. What's up, everybody? I got a lot of things going on. I got a lot of wires connected to other wires. So, if something is not right, let me know. What's up? All right. There's a delayed echo. Okay, let me fix that. Got a lot of different things connected so I can go live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. All right, 1 second. Okay. I think maybe I got it. But here's the catch. We can't go multi-guest at the end of this if I do it this way. Bet. All right. We're about to get started. All right, guys, I think I'm ready. Let's get this thing started. You can follow along with me on YouTube with the time sync, and it will show you what time we're playing at. This is season 7, episode 8, The Siege of AR-15. So if you want to catch all the reactions I am going to make, head on over to YouTube. I'm just not getting to the comments. I'm using what is this called? I'm using OBS Studio to do all three. I was trying to do OBS Studio and TikTok at the same time, TikTok Studio at the same time, but that's why we got all that wonky audio. Let me make sure I can get you guys' comments because it's not showing. There it is. All right, let's get to it. Let me know if it's too loud on you guys' end when I press play. think we're good. I can't hear anything. Hold on. Well, that's good. You guys can hear. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys can hear. But I can't hear anything. But honestly, that's really what matters is that you guys can hear too. I'm hearing double on my end. I have no idea what's going on today with this thing. See, the thing is, it's easy for me to fix it if I'm not hearing it. It's much harder for sometimes for me to fix it for you guys if you don't hear it. I think I know what the issue is though. Victor's back. Let's go. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Hey, what up, Popper? You're very welcome. Thank you for watching and for tagging along with me. Right now, we're just trying to get this set up over here, but I appreciate you checking out my live tonight and watching my videos. I really do enjoy making Deep Space Nine commentary. Well, I don't know exactly how that happens, Holodeck. I really don't. This is my first time doing it this way, so we're gonna see what happens. Okay, one more thing. I think I figured out what's going on. We're back. We're back. We're back. Jeez, the freaking wheeze. I got it. I think I got it. All right, guys. Deep Space Nine for the third, fifth time. Season 8, The Siege of AR-558. Let me know if you can hear this. I don't think you can. Is he singing Lady is a scamp? Okay, let me see. I honestly think it's my capture card that's not working right. What up, CJ? Thank you for letting me know. You guys' help is much appreciated. And again, for those who are on YouTube, I am going to put up a timer in just a minute for you guys to follow along. And this was just working. I'm not sure why it's no longer working. I have the setting. Is there a setting for input, output? TT has a set mic and output. See, that's the thing. I had to switch to OBS because TikTok was giving me that weird echo, multiple people in the room uh, feedback. And I have my audio capture card connected. Let me just delete it and see what we can do. My headphones are not plugged into the mic because I don't have it set up to where it does that. And it just, my whole system just crashed on me for a second. Not my whole system, but the whole OBS system just crashed. But this did happen to me the other day, actually. I think my capture card is the $20 one. And so it's not necessarily the best capture card out here in the world. Thank you, thank you. Yo, I can't tell you guys what's wrong with this. I'm gonna try something else. But while we're waiting for me to fix everything, is there anything Star Trek wise you guys wanted to discuss? I have not seen Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I am enjoying all of Star Trek Discovery right now, and it is absolutely wild. The war, the war is crazy. I just finished watching the episode with the enhanced individuals, and that made me want to throw something at the entirety of Starfleet in general. I am gonna watch Enterprise. I am gonna watch it. I am very excited to see what's going to happen in that. Holodeck Hose, who is also in the chat, is currently watching Enterprise, and she has thoughts. So I'm excited to see what's actually going on inside this wild, crazy world of Enterprise. And the consensus is that it's not great. That's the consensus, is that Star Trek Enterprise isn't great. Discovery is amazing. I honestly don't see why people dislike it. I think that you have a right to your opinion, but it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. Yeah. Okay. So some episodes are good. The rest are probably not so great. I can get with that. I can get with that. She does get a lot of undeserved hate, CJ. She really does. It's a cold pal. I have heard that there are a lot of people who like the first one they started off with, but then like the next one, and so on and so after. Oh snap! That's not what I wanted to show. I don't know every time if my OBS goes out, do you guys also miss it as well? Because sometimes it is gone. They didn't have to make Burnham a mutineer in the episode. No, like why in the world would they make? It didn't make sense. Yes, she punched. Oh, she didn't punch the lady, but yes, she Vulcan her way out of the ready room. Oh, it freezes. Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Ops to Captain Sisko.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Ops to Captain is ready for departure.
Go ahead.
Ops to Captain is ready for departure.
Go ahead.
Ops to Captain is ready for departure.
Go ahead.
Ops to Captain is ready for departure. 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 Ops to Captain is ready.
Turn that down. I'm completely grateful that everything is right at the tips of my fingers for me to fix this. You got to take that up with somebody in the chat, Holodeck. You got to take that up with somebody in the chat. They told me that there's some good episodes sprinkled. That's what I heard in the chat. So y'all gonna have to take that up with one another. Okay. They said sprinkled. They said sprinkled. not as an entirety. Y'all, I'm very excited to see what happens because all of this commentary is beautiful. It's beautiful. Why's my face there? Would it be okay with you guys if I punched all this stuff in the face? It's okay. All right, guys. We're starting. We're starting. Hopefully, you guys can hear on YouTube, me on TikTok. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I think I'm live. I honestly don't know. Why is Rom singing? It's not streaming on TikTok. Okay. We can call it an attempt at singing. We can call it that. I can't stream right now, apparently, from OBS to TikTok. I probably wasn't supposed to show that. But follow me along with me on YouTube. Does Victor want to get out and do more things? When I first started watching Deep Space Nine and we got to the war, I said, "Ooh, yeah, let's bring the war on. I'm ready." Because the Dominion was playing in people's faces. I don't regret saying that, but I do realize that that was a lot to ask for. Why would the Grand Nagus send him to the front lines? what's happening. And the ground niggas don't give a lick of a care. But the Grand Niggas, at first I found him quite annoying, but then as he kept coming, I was like, this dude is so hilarious. I am 5 minutes and 14 seconds. You should be able to see the timer on YouTube at the bottom left. Let me move it. You should see it right there. He can't assure him that. Sisko's like, man, I'm not playing. I love Nog. For everyone else who's joining in, feel free to follow along with me with your own DVD, should you have one, or streaming site. For some reason, Paramount has this listed as 555 instead of 558. I love the way they do the cave scenes. They just look so the same. They look the same all the time. I think she's doing a great job, Holodeck. I think Ezra is doing a fantastic job. She's her own person. She's not trying to be Jadzia, and I love that the fact that Jadzia is gone and that Ezri is being her own person. She's not replacing Jadzia, and so she has her own personality, her own style, her own way of doing things, and I think it makes it easier for us to love her as an individual. Yeah, the opening is incredibly long, so I just listen. I usually skip it, but for the sake of doing watch-alongs and reactions on YouTube and Patreon, I let it play, and I try to talk about something that I just saw within the last 5 minutes of the episode. Yeah, yeah, that's the best part is that they didn't replace her. Now, if they replaced her and tried to say this woman is Jadzia, it would have been a hard no, a hard no. The baseball episode was fantastic, by the way. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. Feel free to check out my reaction to that here on YouTube because I had a blast. I had a blast. I watched like the first 4 episode themes for Voyager just to get a feel of the theme song, so I could be like, I recognize it when I see it later, and then I skipped them. Federation phasers. Who is this? Again, follow along with me. The time sync is on the bottom left. I watch it well enough to get used to the song and be like, I love this. This is great. And then after I have the pattern and the rhyme, the melody memorized, then I skip it. Because I be trying to get to the story. Vic Fontaine. Wait! I know that dude. That's the dude from The Closer. How is his name escaping me right now? Sanchez. I think that's his name. Sanchez from The Closer. Why are they so upset? What's going on? I did not know Sanchez made an appearance in Deep Space Nine. If you guys haven't seen The Closer, watch it. It's great. Right? 43? That's a lot of people to lose. Their numbers dwindled hard. They went from 150 to 43 people. That translator. What's a translator? Why does he have the drug for the Jem'Hadar? He killed Jem'Hadar. Nog has a habit of putting a lot of people on pedestals. Just like that one dude from Red Squad, Valiant. Sisko is Nog Starfleet. That's funny. I really love when Rom comes, not Rom, when Quark comes in with wise statements. Because he always has a sense of reality to his words that a lot of people just don't want to hear. And there's truth to what he says. Some people will revert to savagery when you take away their comforts. Not everyone, but some people may. And I think all he's trying to tell Nog is that, these people you admire so deeply, some of them are flawed. He is a kid. Hold on, sir. Put Bashir down. What? Why does he not want anybody to touch his bandage? It was so great. That's a lot in that statement to unpack. These people need to maybe perhaps take a little breather. Uh-oh. What just blew? It, like you said, it is an internal battle. My goodness. The Jem'Hadar are just relentless group of people. It's crazy that they're trained and genetically engineered for this. That means they'll never let go. Okay, so they're gonna stay with them. Okay, got it, got it. This is about to go crazy. And Cisco's been on the front lines. He's just not haven't been in the trenches. It takes a lot of willpower to hold in a war. And they're constantly battling fight or flight, fight or flight, fight or flight over and over and over again. And they can't rest because the enemy is always there. Space winter soldiers. How do they hide their movement, the sound of their how do they have the sound of their movement from a Ferengi's ear? Wait, how do they know that they're coming? They just walk right on up. they have they don't fear. They're not scared. How do you fight an enemy that has no fear? Why aren't they firing? Are they bombs? What is happening? Oh, snap, dang. Holograms. Oh. Quark. Is that Quark? No. Man, this is crazy. These people literally could die at any second. Yeah, Quark has no reason to be there. Ezra is doing pretty good out here. She's quite calm. Come on, Nog, don't try to be so tough. She was thrown into it just like Adira in Discovery. You make it seem like the Dominion want to have peace. Quark really does love his nephew, and I really appreciate that love. And no matter how much he tries to hide it, he cares for that kid. And I said, why not? Yeah, I don't think it is easy for him to say. I was gonna say Jake is not a Starfleet officer. The last time we saw Jake anywhere near war, that kid was struggling. It was well warranted, but he was struggling. Yeah, Sisko is humoring him. I'm surprised he hadn't yelled at him and told him to go sit down somewhere yet. Girl, it was you. You did it. Jake said, can't catch me out there in the war. Never again. So we don't have time for the chit chat. I'm excited to watch though It's Only a Paper Moon. I think it's about Jake. I saw someone comment something in one of my TikTok videos about Jake losing a leg, and I'm trying to figure out why they would comment that on my video when they know I haven't seen it yet. But anywho, I do know that that's something to do with it, and I'm very excited. Dang, that's a lot of Jem'Hadar. I'm very excited to watch it. That is a lot of Jem'Hadar. Where are they coming from? Yeah, The Visitor was I think season 3. And I watched that one last year live on TikTok. That watch along is on my Patreon account. Uh oh. Knock, knock. Been hit in the leg. Oh my gosh, that scream. Man, that kid can scream very loud. Yeah, that episode is crazy. Holodeck. Man, I love Tony Todd. He's the best. At least he only got hit in the leg, but the other lady is out. She's gone. He always cared about Nog. Wait, what? Nog's gonna lose his leg? Wait, what? What does that mean? Nog's leg, guys. I'm glad I figured that out and that wasn't the case, Adam. Because I was like, oh, dang, Jake. But now I'm like, oh, dang, Nog, his leg. Sir, it's not about whether he cares about Nog or not. He's in the line of duty. He has to do this. Bruh. Tony Todd in Final Destination and Candyman, epic. Loved him in Final Destination. Man, Nog's leg. Well, you didn't lead her into a trap. It just happened to be a trap. Tony Todd also voiced the character Zoom in The Flash. He did a great job with that voice acting. Is he lying? Because I'm sure that hurts. Man, this guy is brave. Oh my gosh. And when he played Venom, ugh, fantastic. I don't think I've seen him in The Fallen. I have to check that one out. I didn't hear. I don't think I've seen The Fallen to have heard his voice in The Fallen. Spider Man. He was Venom in this last Spider Man game. Oh snap! That's a lot of mines. And they're just everywhere, floating. I thought they were on the ground. These mines are in the air. I'm surprised they're none of them. I'm surprised they're all alive still. Bro, it's right next to his head. That's wild. Tearing it up in the media. Oh, I did see Transformers Dark of the Moon. I gotta rewatch it now to listen to his voice. I'm surprised I didn't catch it. His voice is very prominent and recognizable. Ezri, you looking a little concerned. You okay? It is very crazy that these people are still walking around with all those mines that were floating by their heads. I forgot to post on TikTok that I'm streaming on YouTube instead of TikTok. The Jem'Hadar does not think that victory is life, my dude. Where's that music coming from? Is that Vic Fontaine? Nah, I'm gonna stick on here and continue to have the discussion on YouTube. Quark saw Vic as a business rival? I missed that somewhere. That's funny. I mean, I would understand why he would see that, but he controls the hologram suite, so they're getting unalived out there. No, baby, you didn't get them all. Are those screams? Man, I don't even know how they're just keeping their composure as much as they are when you see a Jem'Hadar running to you with a battle cry. If that Enterprise question was for me, I have not seen Enterprise yet. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Hand to hand. Oh, no. Fight, Sisko, fight. Jillian's been hit. Quark, are you about to go out there and help? Uh-oh, uh-oh. No! No! They got him, guys. This is crazy. Ezri, come on, girl. Oh my gosh, they're all going out left and right. There you go, Quark. There you go, dude. Good job, good job. Protect your nephew. This is sad. Wait, who's gonna take him out? Wait, did he just pass out? They just lost like 10 more people. What are they down to? What, 20 people now? What a great loss. Man, they lost a lot of people. Worf missing the battle was me. I feel like Worf would have somehow sacrificed himself to save somebody else and would have ended up gone. Man, no, because he doesn't have a leg. They lost 1,730 people. When will this war end? Dag nabbit and scum. Well, that was the siege of AR-558. I'm still trying to figure out why Paramount says this is 555. All right, guys, that was crazy. That was an episode I didn't expect to see so early on in season 7. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments in the chat section. I thought this was a good episode. I really enjoyed seeing their response to putting actual. Let me take these headphones off. I really enjoyed seeing them place the Starfleet soldiers outside of the ship and onto the actual grounds. And instead of just pew pewing people from starships, they actually had to face their enemy head on in a very physical, demanding place. And they couldn't run away from it or put their shields up or blast them out of the space and galaxy. They actually had to look at these people in their eyes, the Jem'Hadar in their eyes, and fire, and lose people right there next to them who literally was just trying to save them. It was a crazy, crazy, crazy episode. And I really like the conversation where the dude, I don't know his name, who was saying how he hated the guy who died. And then I have seen Voyager. I watched all of Voyager and I finished that in May, I think I did. But I liked the conversation with the guy who was saying how he hated the guy. He always talked and he just kept on talking. He kept on talking. And then the first time he was quiet was when he was unalived. And that was really sad because, like Holodeck was saying in the comments, is that he hated the guy, but he was also happy that he wasn't talking anymore, but grieving the fact that he was no longer here on the earth. And that is just one example of the emotions that these people are feeling conflicted. They're feeling very conflicted in a very traumatic place. Holodeck says they showed what it was really like versus doing the hero thing. Yes. And I think that was really cool to see, because like you were saying earlier, there was a lot of humanity in this episode, and you got to see that raw emotion of wanting to survive no matter what, while also trying to save something and fighting the enemy. And they're just like, I'm just trying to get out of here, do my role and get out of here. And so if it meant using weapons that wasn't Starfleet regulation, that meant using weapons that wasn't Starfleet regulation. They had a job to do and they were trying to get it done. And that brought out a different side of them other than the honorable side of Starfleet that we usually see. And so it was really nice to see a different aspect of Starfleet. Realized O'Brien and Worf were the two with actual experience. O'Brien fought the Cardassians and Worf the Klingon War. And Kira was in the Resistance. I really would have liked to have seen Kira out there fighting, but I feel like she would have been the one to lead everything, so that's probably why she wasn't out there, because she's been in the trenches before. She's literally been in caves before fighting off the Cardassians. So I think she would have been really knowing what to do, and that shocker for her wouldn't have really taken place. So it was nice to see people who actually weren't familiar with being on the grounds and in the front lines actually in this episode, because Worf would have taken out some Jem'Hadar, and he would have found it exciting and a great competition to do so. He would have been very excited to see that. Very excited to see that. I also like the aspect of seeing Julian in the war as well. I like that Julian doesn't cower back when it comes to firing a phaser or punching somebody out. He does it. And he's just like, I didn't expect to do it, yet here I am. I gotta heal the sick, and I gotta fight off some Jem'Hadar. So that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm glad Quark was there too. I think he has an opinion on Starfleet that I actually really admire. Oddly enough, you wouldn't, I guess, expect for Ferengi to be admired, but I really do appreciate Quark's perspective when it comes to Starfleet and the rhetoric that Starfleet pushes out, that they are the hero and that they are the saviors. He challenges that status quo a lot, and I love the fact that he challenges it, because he takes his opinions of Starfleet and he takes it to the top person, and it's Captain Sisko, and he told him that, matter of fact, at the Jem'Hadar episode when we first encountered them. And he was like, you guys think you're so accepting, but when it comes to somebody who's like us, you're not too accepting. But I liked seeing Quark out here in the fields. Dr. Mbenga is a beast out there in the field. That episode of season 1 with him and the nurse, crazy. They were tearing up the battlefields. I love that episode. We usually see battles in space for the aftermath of dead bodies. Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier, is that you see them in space a lot, and this time we got to see them on the ground. Julian, I like Julian, and I thought he was decent enough. It's just in the beginning, season 1 episodes, he kept saying I don't know to a lot of answers that needed him to know, what the answers were. Every time they asked him a medical question, he was like, well, I just don't know. Well, I have to figure that one out. I was like, why do you not know already? And so I had to grow to like Julian because he had to be smarter for me. He just had to be a lot smarter. I've seen Strange New Worlds seasons 1 and 2, but not 3 and 4. I've seen the episodes with Mbenga out on the fields in season 1 with the Klingons, and had the whole history with that guy. It was crazy. That was a really good episode. Yeah. Take away the creature comforts and you will see the real person. And either that real person will be a good person or someone striving to be good, or they may not be. Sometimes it's not so black and white. Sometimes it's a little gray. And but you'll still get to see what lies behind the covers, so to say. Yeah, he was a little new, but I'm like, come on, man. You're supposed to be the top doctor up in here, and you're like, I don't know. I guess I came from Voyager where the doctor knew everything automatically, and I kind of just wanted Julian to step up to that caliber. I'm trying to see what else did I like about this episode. I like that Sisko was actually in the trenches and had to make the hard commands. He had to tell his son's best friend to go out there and be on the front lines and go out there and look for a camp and see what you can hear. And he couldn't go against that because he needed the job to be done. And I like that he was able to separate his feelings for his son's friend, and use his ensign properly in this war against the Jem'Hadar. I appreciated seeing that leadership style in Sisko. That's why I think Sisko he's a great captain. He's a great captain. Yeah, I was reacting to Strange New Worlds on YouTube, but then I kind of stopped because I started watching Deep Space Nine, and it has taken up my Star Trek watching time. So I got to get back to Strange New Worlds. And plus, season 3 wasn't too great. Season 3 wasn't too great to me. I'm on like episode 4. I just got to dive back into season 3. You like to call back to In the Pale Moonlight. Sisko never forgets that the casualty reports aren't just... Yeah, exactly. I was wondering why that sounded familiar. And I knew it was a throwback to something, but I just couldn't get the name just yet. But yes, In the Pale Moonlight. And I like that he always brings it back to remembering who everyone is. He comes back to that sentimental portion of it all, the true parts that matter. He did watch the kid grow up. You're right, Holodeck. He did. He watched Nog grow up, and when we rewatched the episode with Nog first wanting to join Starfleet on Mark's live, it really does put into perspective how much Sisko has been a part of this kid's life from day one. Him not liking Nog, to him trying to push Nog to tell him the reason why he wanted to join Starfleet, to being there when Nog becomes an ensign, all the way up to this moment where Nog suffers a loss in war. And that's crazy. That is a journey. DS9. I started watching Deep Space Nine a year ago, and I think I just shot through seasons 1 through 5 like in a month. And then I said, why am I not reacting to this on YouTube? I should be reacting to this on YouTube. And then I started season 6, episode 3 on my YouTube channel, and I said, oh my gosh, this is great. And so I just kind of stopped watching Strange New Worlds, and I said, I'm on here. But all in all, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I thought that it was fantastic. I'm excited to see what happens next. I did see a little thumbnail of Kira standing next to Gul Dukat for the next episode, so I have no idea what's going to happen in that one. I think 2 episodes after that is only a paper moon, so we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen next in this season, because this is only episode 8. We have 22, 23, 26 episodes for season 7? So I genuinely am curious as to how this is all going to play out, because we're already on episode 8. We already have a whole full blown out episode just dedicated to the front lines of the war. So I'm like, what else is going to happen? What else are we going to see? You get the videos on it off some point, but yeah. I just tried to start the original series and I just wasn't vibing with it, but I may go back to it. And that's when I said, let me go over to Voyager, and it was amazing. I absolutely love Voyager. Wait, I take that back. I tried to watch TOS, wasn't vibing with it. Then I went to Discovery, loved it. Then I went to Strange New Worlds to watch the first 2 seasons. Then I went to Lower Decks, watched all of that. I didn't understand a lot of it because the references just weren't there for me because I hadn't watched it. And then I jumped to Voyager, all of Voyager, and now I'm on Deep Space Nine. So my watch order is a bit backwards. So I literally started from the new Trek, and I now am all the way into the old Trek, which has been a great journey. I love to see the ties between Deep Space Nine and Discovery, and Voyager episodes with Discovery episodes. It's amazing. 26 episodes. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. This is just episode 8, baby. TOS is an acquired taste, but it's not as bad as Enterprise. Okay, I can stand with that. And the thing is, I have no qualms with watching older television shows because I love watching The $6 Million Man, Bonanza, The Big Valley, all those older TV shows that are made in the 60s and the 70s. I just gotta really see the good aspects of TOS. It was very interesting. I have a family member who really loves TOS, and so I'm definitely gonna give it another shot. I just maybe it'll be the one of the last Star Trek episodes I watch after I finish all the other ones. And so yeah, that is my order of the TV series that I've watched it in. And TOS will probably be the last one out of those. The next one for me is TNG. Honestly, the next one I'm watching after Deep Space Nine is TNG. You're gonna forgive some things in TOS. Okay, interesting. I'm excited to see your perspectives on that. By the way, guys, check out Holodeck Hose here on YouTube and TikTok. She talks about all things Star Trek and gives her opinions and reviews on her page. So check her out. We actually did a live discussion on an episode of Voyager titled Alliances. It's on my YouTube page here as well and on hers. So check it out. Check her out. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I'm excited to see where we go next. I am very excited to see what happens. I don't know if there's going to be some tears shed. I'm not a usual tear shedder when it comes to TV series, but I don't know if there's going to be some tearjerker episodes in season 7, but we'll see. What was you guys' favorite part of this episode? I know I didn't ask that. What was your favorite part in this episode? You're welcome, Holodeck Holes. I don't think I have a favorite part. I want to rewatch this one for sure because I feel like there were so many nuances that I missed. CJ, I heard that. I heard that TNG is rough in the beginning. That at least the first 2 seasons are rough. So I'm gonna have to push through it. I'm gonna definitely post my reactions to it on YouTube, but I'm gonna have to push through it. Maybe I'll do like a reaction to episodes 1 through 4 all in one video. Enterprise was filmed after TNG, DS9, and Voyager, so it has no excuse. Okay, true. I don't know. From what I hear, they took a really abrupt turn in Enterprise when it concerns following patterns from the previous ones. I don't know what could have possibly had them take this that far right into something entirely different. Yes, let's do another live together. The scene between Worf and Sisko at the end, where Sisko says it cost enough. That is a good. That is a good part of the episode. That is a really good part of the episode. Because I was thinking the same thing. He was like, "This was a great victory," and I'm like, "But dude, A lot of laws were lost. It was a great victory with a great loss. And I don't know if that was sobering for Worf, because being a Klingon, he's used to battles and he's used to people being lost. But as a viewer, that was a very poignant moment. You're right. That was a good one. That was a good one. CJ said that the franchise fatigue and the loss of writers is possibly the affliction of Enterprise. Holodeck, man. No, Kate, every time you say something about Enterprise, I'm all the more intrigued. And then CJ, I think it's CJ from earlier, they have their opinion on Enterprise. I'm intrigued as all get out. I'm intrigued as all get out. But Enterprise will probably be the latter one I react to. Adam wants me to catch up on TNG, so that's gonna be my next one, because I want to watch it, but also because I'm excited to see what takes place in that, and I'm excited to see the main people from TNG, like Whoopi Goldberg, good old Patrick, and see what happens in that. This is very random, but it's still Star Trek related. I'm probably gonna make a video about this. But has anyone seen Warehouse 13? Because with having watched Voyager and having watched Warehouse 13, all I can think about now, because I watched Warehouse 13 years and years ago, all I can think about now after I finished Voyager is how Pete's, who is the main character, how Pete's mom is Janeway and his wife is Seven of Nine. So therefore, Janeway was the mother of Seven of Nine. Make that make sense? Because it does. Janeway had a daughter-in-law, and it was Seven of Nine in Warehouse 13. That's how I'm gonna view it. It was great. I didn't know who they were when I first watched Warehouse 13, but that is freaking Janeway, Captain Catherine Janeway, in Seven of Nine. Yeah, that's what I've heard. The consensus is that TNG season 3 and onward is the better part of the show, which is the episodes I'm very excited to see, because I based off of Holodeck Hoses live on Saturday sessions, I really am looking forward to the conversations that'll take place. Yes, Warehouse 13 is a sci-fi show. It used to come on Sci-Fi Channel, and it is about people who find artifacts and they bring them into the warehouse number 13 to keep them safe from being used by people with nefarious means or just silly means. So yeah. Seven's parents were very reckless and negligent. Very reckless and negligent. And I'm like, why'd you do this to your daughter? I really don't know why they did that. And they were just like, this is a great idea. We're all just gonna hop on. We're just gonna venture out and go and do the most dangerous possible thing known to man. And that's try to make contact with the Borg, who assimilate people. That's crazy. And they gave no thought to it other than this would be cool. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Warehouse 13, check it out. Check it out. I'm definitely going to make a video on TikTok about it, because it's a really cool fun fact. Yeah, it came out a while ago. But I rewatched Warehouse 13 all the time. Icheb. I remember his parents, and I'm trying to remember if I liked them or not. I remember the episode clearly, but I'm trying to remember my initial feelings toward them. I remember thinking that they were complicated. I don't know if I called them bad at the moment. That is another episode that I'm going to rewatch. I don't remember calling them bad parents, but I remember thinking that they were very, very odd. Somebody remind me what they did. What did they do? What did the Icheb's parents do? What did they do? I'm trying to remember because they did do something, but I don't recall at the moment what it was. Yeah, no, the Hensons, they were wild. It was wild behavior that they pulled. Wild behavior. And I'm trying to figure out, like, somebody should have stopped them. Is there CPS in space? I don't know. Oh, sacrifice. My bad. Yeah. Yep, you right. That's bad. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. Man, sacrifice. See, this is why I like reacting to Deep Space Nine, because I have to take the episodes one episode at a time, and I can't like just automatically just watch it marathon at all. It makes me sit down and sit with each episode. So yeah, sacrifice, man. Dag nabbit, not the sacrifice. Okay, so yeah, those are the worst ones. Space CPS, SCPS rolls off the tongue. But seriously, somebody should have stopped them. Yes, I love the rewatchability of Star Trek. And then it's not just rewatching it for the sake of rewatching it, but there's so many different things that you can pull from each episode that just sparks a good conversation or just a good time to ruminate on. And so I particularly enjoy rewatching Voyager because of those reasons. Voyager has some good episodes that just really sits with you and causes you to think. It makes you want to pull out an old website and write a blog. It makes you want to write a blog and spill out all your thoughts. But now that we have TikTok, it makes you want to open up your phone and record a video. So, all right, guys, I think it is time for me to call it because I am getting sleepy. But thank you guys sincerely and wholeheartedly for hanging with me as I spent, I think, 30 minutes trying to get my technological things fixed. I'm working on fixing the issue of the sound not working on all three platforms. Oh, snap. 10th time rewatching. That's wild. Yeah, I can imagine seeing new things with Deep Space Nine every single time you watch it. But yes, thank you guys for hanging with me because I don't know what's going on with the technology with the capture card that I'm using. So I'm thinking about upgrading that and seeing if that makes a difference. And you guys will be the first to know because if you hop on my next live, I go live every Thursday, you guys will see how it plays out. And hopefully I didn't get myself eliminated from the TikTok stream. I didn't. I don't think I did. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging with me, and I appreciate you guys chilling with me tonight as we did a watch along for Deep Space Nine Season 7, Episode 8, The Siege of AR-558. I don't know why Paramount says 555. But yes, guys, I am milkywayflier, giving you a galaxy of games, reactions, and reviews for the stories they tell and the worlds they leave behind. Don't forget to check me out here on YouTube for a reaction weekly to Deep Space Nine, currently Cross, and many more. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.